What's up, everyone? Professional wrestler Chris Wilde here with another video as I update you guys on some exciting news happening with the Philadelphia Eagles. First off, I'm going to start by saying what a job GM Howie Roseman has done. I challenged him in the last video to flex his muscles and free up some space for this team to do some things, and he did just that. The estimated amount of money that Howie Roseman has freed up for the cap is about $20 million, maybe a little bit over $20 million. Now, everybody thinks that he's going to do something big, but he might do some small things to help improve this team. One thing for sure, I think he's going to target the offense. I talked in my last video about how the team's #1 need, in my opinion, is a running back. Without a running game, the quarterback is going to have a hard time, that being Carson Wentz, and getting some productivity like he did in 2017. I'm sure that Howie Roseman and the rest of the guys in the Philadelphia Eagles, Doug Peterson, have watched how some of these offenses, especially last year, the St. Louis Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the New Orleans Saints have put up a lot of points. And how they're doing it is with some great running backs and some great passing. They're kind of mixing it all together. With that, I think the Eagles are going to have a big target in mind for running back. I talked about Le'Veon Bell. If they can't get Le'Veon Bell, I heard some news today that really gets me excited. And that's that they have talked to the Chicago Bears about possibly acquiring running back Jordan Howard. Now, this guy was drafted in 2016 by Joe Douglas, who's now in the Eagles front office. He had two back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Last year, he almost hit 1,000 yards. I think he had about 935, and they did use Tariq Cohen a lot last year as well. He's pretty much your ultimate back. He's a guy that can get those hard, tough yards. He can also catch out the backfield. He's elusive. Jordan Howard, young. I think he would be great for this offense. Great to team up with Corey Clement. And then I don't care if you if you trade for Duke Johnson. I don't care if you re-sign Darren Sproles for another year. I think this guy is that good. Very exciting stuff. We'll see what Howie Roseman does. If he gets this guy, I'll be over the top for him. At that point, you don't need to go after a Mark Ingram or a Tevin Coleman. Or maybe you do. Also in the news today, something that has to do with the Eagles, and I think it's one of the funniest things that I've heard of. The Washington Redskins have reportedly agreed to trade their 6th-round pick in this year's draft for quarterback Case Keenum. Now, the last time Eagle fans saw Case Keenum at the Link, he was being thrown from one end of the stadium to the other end of the stadium. He was just absolutely outmatched by Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles defense. And that magical run that those Minnesota Vikings had was ended. Last year, Case Keenum played for the Denver Broncos, made a lot of money, but didn't do a lot. Actually, he had a horrible year. And now this is the guy that the Redskins want to go with to replace Alex Smith. I think it's hilarious. It's kind of unbelievable. I feel sorry for the friends of mine that I have that are Redskins fans, because who wants to buy a ticket to see this team right now? Unless these guys make some other kind of move at quarterback, I mean, it's unreal. The joke writes itself right now. I'm wearing, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing a vintage, it's hard to see with this camera angle, but a vintage Philadelphia Phillies tank top, and it kind of has a tint of burgundy. I don't even feel like wearing this color right now after the news that I heard. I'm taking this thing off. That's what the Redskins have done to me. Imagine what they'll do to their own fans. So anyway, Redskins aside, I mean, that's the funniest thing I've heard since I heard that the Giants were going to keep Eli Manning for another year. Oh my goodness, the joke writes itself. Eagle fans, good stuff today. We're getting a little bit closer to that free agency period, to that tampering period. Some great things are going to be happening. There feels like there really hasn't been a lull in sports action in Philadelphia with Bryce Harper signing last week and Howie Roseman doing some stuff this week. I think we're headed for a big and exciting offseason. I'll let you guys know when other stuff happens. Go Birds.